Morning, even afternoon, we got a banger for y'all today, baby. We got a video here from myself that is 10 years old. This was me giving tips for upcoming streamers and people that wanted to get into streaming 10 years ago now. I was really interested to react to this because obviously 10 years, a lot has changed, and I was curious to see what my tips were back then. I hope you all enjoyed this as much as I did. A little trip down memory lane here, and if you do, hit the like button, hit the sub button. Most importantly, be sure to tell somebody you love them. I'll catch you in the next one. All right, we got a funny one here for y'all. So this is me 10 years ago giving a streamer tips video. And I'm just curious to see, like, obviously this is 10 years ago now. I'm curious to see, like, A, do I think stuff has changed what I've said? And B, you know, obviously with how long ago this was for me now, like, you know, how, if I'm still applying stuff like that.
Tatman Army, Timthetatman bringing you a little bit of a different video. This one's going to be more relaxed, more chilled.
For one, the bass on the mixer we had really emphasized my bass in my voice. So if you haven't heard this was the quote unquote golden voice. And I used to talk like this because I thought I'd be a caster or a radio or something like that. I didn't know streaming was going to work out.
I wanted to talk to you guys a bit about.
I thought it made my voice a little more appealing. I don't know.
Upcoming streamers, tips for people who want to become a streamer or don't really know where to begin. I'm going to make almost a 2-set video. This one is just going to cover tips for people who are currently streaming, as opposed to, like, I'm going to make a separate video that helps people get stuff set up, like open broadcast software or HD PVR or
got some old school stuff there. And for what? Okay. Whips, did you edit that? I did not make that video.
The first tip that I'm going to give you guys, firstly, is welcome to Twitch, man. Twitch has been blowing up recently. I don't know what's been going on with it, but, like, if you just look at all of the streams that are there, like, you can click.
You know what's crazy, bro? My eye did the thing 10 years ago too, and no one said nothing. And then you guys, like, pointed it out, and now I can't unsee my damn eye.
Click that load more button infinite times. I feel like, seriously, I'm like, load more. It's just like forever, and there's just pages of streamers. And so obviously it's a pretty demanding sort of market and competition that you're walking into if you're going to consider being a Twitch streamer.
I'm really just like reflecting on all my own.
There's a lot of competition out there as far as hair viewers. There's a ton.
True.
And so
true.
The first thing I'm going to say
still true
is
to this
know
day.
That and realize
there's a lot of competition,
guys. For my first, let me think, three or 4 months. My first 3 or 4 months of streaming, it was me, Nightbot, and probably 5 solid people that showed up every time. And that was it. And it was just us. So we just hung out. I played games with them. They played with me. And we just hung out together. And that's what I did. I did it for probably 4 or 5 hours a day. Did it get redundant at times? Absolutely. But I still enjoyed it. And I think that's what people really need to focus on. So here's a couple tips when you're starting out, okay? Don't invest too much at the start.
I still fully agree with this. So good job, 10-year-old Timmy. Good job, 22? Oh my gosh, 23-year-old Timmy.
I don't know if I've seen a couple of streamer videos and
I still
tips.
do agree
I don't know
with
if
this.
anyone's really pointed this one out. I am a huge pusher on this. Don't go and drop $5,000 on a bunch of crazy stuff. Okay? You don't need this microphone. You don't need this webcam. You don't need some powerhouse computer.
You know what's funny is that webcam is actually still kind of bad. But it was good to me. You know, it was new. I used to have a duct taped webcam to my wall. That was my camera. And I still do stand by this. I think the reason I say that is because you want to see if you enjoy it. I will say, since I've made this video, the market has changed a lot. What I mean by that is I think a lot of people look at streaming and they look at video games and they say, oh, I can make a lot of money going and doing that. And I will say, back when I did this 10 years ago, I think it was more of a hobby, more of something that was just kind of something people enjoyed doing. Not that people don't enjoy it now, because obviously they do, but it was just that's how I started. It was a hobby for me. It was fun. I didn't look at it like I'm going to go make money. There's probably people out there that are like trying to look at it like money and they feel like they need the best equipment. At the end of the day, man, I still believe you should see if you like it. So, like, just kind of start bare bones like I did. And if you do enjoy it, then, you know, maybe you start to invest a little bit in it. It's some people think opposite of me on this. I still stand by it.
I don't even have a powerhouse computer, in all honesty. My computer was less than $1,000. for everything, for my monitor and everything, less than $1,000.
It sure
I don't have a
was.
crazy computer still. I'm probably going to upgrade soon, but at the same, I don't really need it. So when you're getting into streaming, ease into it. Ease into it. Don't go dive in it. It's like, don't be the person that tries jumping off the high dive for the very first time they're in the swimming pool. You understand what I'm saying?
Wow, what an analogy, Tim.
Take it
Good
easy.
job, buddy.
You guys got to take it easy when you're stepping into it. Just give it a shot, see how it feels, see if it's something that you think
I still agree with myself.
Now, I knew that I love video games and I love talking to people, so I was like, well, I think this would be a pretty good match for me.
Yep.
So I tried it. And here we are, 1 million views later and 30,000 plus followers. Thank you. And
Man, I had 30,000 followers when I went full time. That's actually insane. That's crazy.
It is. But it didn't just happen overnight.
This was right around when I went full time, right, Whips?
3 months of just me.
I think this is
hanging out with
slightly
a couple random
before.
people with some pretty crappy equipment. A third tip: ignore the viewer count. There's actually a
Hey, Timmy, we just skipped number 2. I edited this video together, and I thought that was good. Wow. Here's the third tip, guys.
way that you can turn your viewer count off. I would do that. I think there is. I'm pretty sure you can. Turn it off. The viewer count can
So Whips just said this was before I went full time, just for the record. So it's a little while ago now. So 30K before I went full time. Gotcha. This I still will apply this to myself today sometimes, and I won't look at the viewer count. Not all the time, but like I won't, because it's even at in the spot I am now. It's like an emotional roller coaster sometimes, like up and down. One day you could have 30,000 viewers. The next day you could have like 5 to 10,000. You're like, wow, I suck. Do I suck? I suck. And it could just be like a mental battle. So it's easier just to not look at it, in my opinion, and just have fun with everyone hanging out who's there. And I think I say that here.
Yeah, man, I swear. And I didn't do this. I still don't do this, but I think it's a good tip. If you're a person that struggles with viewers and it's like, oh, because here's the thing. If you're basing everything off your viewer count, it's going to affect you. Just interact with the chat,
Dude.
Okay?
It's so weird to
that's
see
another
myself
thing.
with such little
Don't worry about the
tattoos.
viewer count. Even sometimes today, my viewer count will like fluctuate.
Yep.
It'll fluctuate pretty high or low.
Hey, 10 years later, Timmy, it's still fluctuating, buddy.
And that's okay for me. I've come to a point where I can accept it. I have. We have days where we have 3,000 people. We have days where we have 1,000 people. Either or, I'm having a blast. I don't care. I don't. I love
3,000
all
followers
of you
and
guys.
I had
You guys are in
3,000
there
viewers.
talking
It's
with me.
kinda
I love
crazy
that.
for
And
10 years
if
ago.
it's
What the-
3,000 of you one day, that's great. If it's 1,000 of you the next day, then that's fine too. Okay. 4. And this kind of ties in to viewer count. So this, you could say this is 3A.
This is point 3, the viewer count, sub point A.
Don't let the fact that viewers drop affect you. Like, it'll happen. Okay? So, like I said,
I agree
I
with
had
that
20
still.
one day, next day 6. Well, that's not cool. But then maybe a week from then, I'll have 37, and then the day after that, I'll have 10. Some people can't show up sometimes. Some people can't make it. People have lives, guys. You know what I'm saying? So I don't worry so much about the viewer count, and don't let it affect you. That's the big thing. When I go into streams, this is one thing I always tell people too. If you see people are leaving, don't mention that people are leaving. Don't. Because here's the thing. And this
People still do that, bro. Even in my stream, man, I'd like, I think I had 15,000 viewers, and this guy comes in and goes, "Man, Tim fell off, bro." I was like, "Oh my god, I fell off." But it's like that guy felt the need to point that out and let me know that I didn't have as many viewers as I normally do. You know what I'm saying? So like, even to this day, people still do that to troll and stuff.
kind of
And
ties
you
into
just
the fourth point, which I'm going to say is
you can't focus on it, man. You
Viewers, the
can't.
people who are watching, play off what you're doing. So, for example, if you're sitting there and you're like, "Man, we had 20 viewers yesterday. We only have 7 today. It's kind of a bummer." All the viewers in the room now are kind of like, "He's right. We're missing 13 people today." Man. It's kind of lame. And so you're kind of like, and then the viewers are kind of like, and it's just a big party, everyone's like, it's just the energy in the room is very low. And so that in a lot of times, guys, I'm like this in real life. I just have a ton of energy. I don't know why. I mean, probably helps, but I'm always just ready to rock. You know what I'm saying?
Now I'm on coffee all the time, bro.
Gucci,
Coffee,
and I'm always fully I always bring energy.
right
But even
now.
sometimes on my stream, there may be a lapse or something like that when I'm streaming where I kind of seem a bit off. And even in that moment, some people realize, they're like, Tim, are you okay? Like, Tim, what's going on? Did something happen at work today? And even in those streams, you know, people, you just kind of feel that something's off. So when you see people, like, there's not as many people, don't harp on that fact, and try rather to focus on the fact that, oh, I do have 7 people here. Let's have fun with these 7. As opposed to, so now it's all a mentality. Now it's like, okay, we lost 13. This is sad. Instead, you're looking at it like, okay, we have a solid 7. Let's hang out. Let's have some fun. Okay, so mentality is a big part of that viewer count too.
So I said this, and the way to sum it up is focus on the people that are there, not the people that aren't there. That's a good way to sum it up.
And that was my 4th point as well. Your own personal energy and like how your kind of charisma, if you will, plays onto the viewers. If I get you guys have seen it in the stream. I've gotten hyped.
I'm about to cringe out, I think. Oh god, damn.
Man, I get turned. You know what I'm saying? And so like in those moments, when I'm jacked, you guys are like, "Well, let's go!" Everyone's freaking going. When the subtrain starts coming, freaking choo choo, I start getting pumped because I'm pumped, man. And so when I start getting hyped, everyone else starts getting hyped, and we're all just hyped. Viewers play off your kind of feelings. If you're sitting there kind of like bogged down, you know,
agree
talking
with that.
like, "Oh, not as many viewers today. It's kind of lame. I'm kind of pissed. I'm kind of upset." It may play. And you know what? Maybe it won't. This is just my personal experience, guys. I should have prefaced that.
Dude, it's so weird seeing my hands with no tattoos. I feel like I've had these for so long now. It's crazy.
This is all my personal experience. There's no magical code that I can give you to get a bunch of viewers. There isn't. This is just my own. I'm just giving you guys what I got. 5th point. Have something different. Just something different. Prime example. Father-son gaming. Genius. Brilliant.
They still, so years and years ago, man, when they were streaming, they still do stream to this day. And I hope the best for those guys, man. They were Call of Duty, kind of when I was coming up in COD, but they had this dynamic, and I probably talk about it here. And I will say this. Wow, look at my eye, bro. Dude, you guys literally, I can't unsee my eye now, even 10 years ago. And no one commented on it 10 years ago. That's crazy. I'll say this too. I don't necessarily, I wouldn't say I have something different. And I wonder if I make a comment on that here, because I don't know. So like this one in particular, I wouldn't say you need, you don't have to have like a different shtick, if that's a word. Whip says, oh, you do. Just wait. Oh, I say that I have something different? Oh, God.
Brilliant idea.
What do I say, bro?
I'm
going to cringe at myself
here. The fact that
here.
you have a father who's, I don't know how old you are, Papa. I'm sorry. I think you're, I wouldn't put you a day over 30. Maybe late.
Hey, fuck off, Tim. What's up, bro? I'm 34 now, man. God.
40s, late, I don't know, mid 50s. You got Papa and then you got Jason, right? And these two, like, I have never seen that on Twitch before. It's something new. It's something fresh. And look at how fast their stream grew, right? Because here's the thing. Too often I go into streams and I see the same thing in each stream. I see someone sitting there, okay, playing a video game. Call of Duty Ghost. I don't know why I'm playing, but I don't really like it. And so these people are just playing the game. It's like, oh, I died. Oh, I died. Oh, I died. And it's like, there's nothing different here. There's nothing pizzazzing out of here. Now, things that I do differently, I don't think I do too much.
Oh, God.
It's different, to be honest with you guys. Like father-son gaming, that's brilliant. That's a brilliant idea. And so I don't think I do too much different. Obviously, my voice is part of my thing, I think. I don't know. I really hate talking about myself. I'm very bad at it. Like some people are able to be like, yeah, I'm, I bench press 400 pounds and I run a 5.5 second
Dr. Disrespect, bro.
And I have lots of girlfriends. And then there's me, and I'm just kind of like, well, I lifted once. And so it's tough for me to talk about myself, so I'm sorry about that. But I would say my voice is something. I wouldn't say it was. My interactive personality is another, and that's something that obviously, I think every...
I will say way back in the day, like when I would go into streams, this is just how like my own personal experience. I felt like I would go in and I would talk in chat and I wouldn't get noticed a lot. So when I started streaming, I tried to always interact with chat. So I'll say that. And even to this day, at the beginning of my stream, y'all know I'll sit there and we interact with chat for 45 minutes to an hour. And it's still a very large base of my stream is interacting, I will say that. So
streamer Trav is to be interactive because the people in the chat are there to talk to you. So freaking talk to them.
So I do still try
to do that as much as I can. Like that's so crazy. And I would say honestly, and I'm being honest here, I think my hair may be a little part and the tattoo. I don't know.
when I was reacting to this video, I wasn't expecting to get torched by myself 10 years prior, but here we are. Here we are. Tim, if your hair was a part, it is now gone. So
I don't know. This is weird. I got on a tangent. I'm just talking about my physical features now. This has nothing to do with Twitch. Let's get back on track. This is point number 6. Bam. Be interactive.
yes.
And be talkative. Okay? And here's what I mean by that. So these kind of go hand in hand. Be interactive and be talkative.
For myself, this was a big part for me. I'll say that too for myself here. Are there people that do this without? Absolutely. This was a big part for me though.
You guys know the chat's there to talk to you. Like when people come in, oh, hey, how you doing? And you just kind of like, oh, hey, what's up, man? And you just kind of, casually just start talking to that person. That person's going to feel a little more appreciated. It's like, oh, well, at least this person takes time to talk to me. And now, so that's sort of the interactive part. When people are in there talking, talk back to them. Now, I know I'm going to get this question. Tim, I don't have anyone in my channel. How am I supposed to talk to someone and be interactive if there's no one there?
True.
Here's what I did, literally. I'm going to tell you guys exactly what I did when I had 0
I
viewers.
did do this.
This is the be talking.
I know what I'm going to say.
Maybe this plays into sort of my personality, but here's what I do. I would just always be talking. Always. I would just always be just talking about something. Whether it's gaming, whether it was my life. And then randomly, here's the thing. People kind of pop in and out of your stream more than you think. The viewer count only refreshes every 30 seconds or so? So like someone may just pop in for a split second, just see you sitting there quiet, just kind of like, and then they're like, well, this isn't very interesting. And then they leave. So try and be talkative, be talking about something. Just the dead silence just kills me. Yeah, you can have music in the background and that's all good and fun. But the people are there to talk to you. I can listen to Pandora. I can listen to Spotify. I don't need your music. I want to know about you.
I haven't heard
as
that
a streamer,
in a while.
and what you're doing here and kind of what your purpose is. Consistency. Consistency is a big deal. It's
I am right now consistently inconsistent. If you think about it. This, I do think, was a big deal for my growing my stream. I will say that. Being consistent. What I'm about to talk about here. Obviously, to this day, to this point, I'm not near as consistent as I used to be. I will completely admit that. But I will say I think it had a part in my growing my stream and my channel. So just for what I'm about to say.
A huge, huge, huge deal. Consistency. Tim, what do you mean? I mean, get a set stream schedule so people know when you, as a person, are going to be live. Now, you guys always hear me say on my stream, I'm constantly plugging it, only because if there's someone there that has no idea, it's like, oh, that's when I always do this. I'll do my little spiel. Ready? Timthetatman. Follow me on Twitter at Timthetatman. Sub to my YouTube, youtube.com/Timthetatman, and follow this Twitch. Sunday through Thursday, 9 p.m. start time till roughly a 1 a.m. stop time. And I say roughly a 9 p.m. and roughly a 1 a.m. You guys know because of work.
So this was when I was working full time still, right? So I was working 45 to 50, and then that was my set schedule. So that was a big deal for me in growing. I will completely agree with myself there. This day and age, is it as much of a deal? I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll say that. One thing I will say is, and even to this day, y'all probably will know, notifications don't always work. So it's like, there's probably some people that just tune in to check my YouTube around the time I'm usually live, right? So that having that sort of a schedule is good because notifications don't always work. There are people that are probably coming to my stream and they didn't get notifications. You know what I'm saying?
So that's where my issue is. That's why I keep saying I'd really love to be able to stream full time because I could have a perfect set schedule. Because sometimes I get off work late and I'm a little bit late. You know what I'm saying? So be consistent in that and be there. I did like today. Today's Friday. I don't usually stream on Fridays. I may tweet out that I'm just going to go live for a little while, but this is not one of the days that I'm expected, quote unquote, to be there. Because here's the thing: think of your stream as a show. Like Big Bang Theory or How I Met Your Mother, just a show on the internet or on the television. Think about it, okay? Every night, a person may know, I don't know if this is an accurate time, but you can turn on the television around 7 o'clock and I'm going to watch Big Bang Theory. That's what I do. Think of it in that same mentality.
I do agree
now,
with that
here's
still.
the thing about raids, okay? You guys know I love raiding and trying to help people. That can only get you so far. If those people come in and they're not entertained, it doesn't matter what your viewer count is. It doesn't. If they're not, because they probably won't come back. So when I got raids, I went nuts, man. I went nuts. I started dancing.
I don't know if don't know if I talk about it here, but soda poppin' still was like my largest like help, I would say, for growing my stream. He rated me with, I think, like 400 to 500 people, which at the time was a massive deal. And I did that. This is the story I'm probably telling you.
And that ties into the fifth point. People played off my energy and how hyped I got.
I already talked about that, Tim.
So raids aren't the end-all solution.
I do still agree with that. They help.
Ton.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong.
It's not going to be your end-all.
As many times as I can raid someone, the person needs to be able to retain the viewers. It's as simple as that. That's how it helps. And it all ties back into the other points I told you. Your interaction, your personality, your it factor. What are you doing different? Streaming is a blast. Don't go into it saying, I'm going to go make a ton of money off Twitch.
I do still agree with that.
Not the right mentality.
I'll say if you go into it thinking business, you're only going to get like a business sort of thing out of it, where streaming can be so much more. I fully believe that still. And what I mean by that is, so much more than just a monetary thing, man. It could be something that like you have so much fun with and a passion over the money. That's kind of the point I'm making.
Go into it saying, I'm going to have fun, play some video games, hopefully hang out with some people. Have fun with it. Don't go in with that mentality of, I'm going to go make a lot of money, because it's not going to work. It won't. If you're just in it for the money, it won't. It won't. The fact that I have as many subs as I do is such a blessing, and the amount that, you know, all the kings and queens have donated in the Tatman army, and the amount of support
to this day,
I get,
man, y'all are crazy, bro.
Mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing to me. I don't know why. I love you guys for it, and you guys are making it something that was/is a dream coming true very quickly. I think it'll happen very soon. All I'm saying is, there's going to be dry times. There will be. There'll be times when the stream, you'll peak, you'll be doing awesome, then randomly you may level out, you'll kind of level, and then you'll peak again, then maybe you'll decrease. It's sort of a roller coaster. It really is. But if you really like it and you really enjoy doing it, keep with it. It's worth it. For real. And I hope some of these tips that I gave you guys was able to help in some sort of way. Now, keep in mind, I'm going to make another one as far as like setup and
I don't think I ever did.
Hardware stuff goes. I don't really know too much about it, to be honest with you, and like what's going on with all this microphone and my computer and the HD PVR and the capture card and all that jazz. I'll make a separate video for that.
You know, a lot of that stuff is still very, I would say is still very accurate. I agree with a decent amount of the stuff. I think I agreed with almost everything I still said. I will say this day and age, I think there's a little more that I could give as far as tips go. And, you know, that was 10 years ago now. I've been doing this for 10 years now since I made that video. So I wonder if I should make another one. Yeah, I should. Hey, comment on this video if you want me to like upload one on Tim too, like a newer, not 10-year-old tips video sort of thing.